Award-winning Jesil Cajes presents Cultural Connection every Monday evening, connecting people of all cultures in our city. Cultural Connection, Mondays on Hutt City FM.
Kia ora koutou katoa, no mai haere mai. Welcome back at 7 o'clock, and again, very, very exciting to have our amazing guest tonight. Her name is Jesil Cajes, and she is with us tonight in the studio, sharing about her mental health journey. And the episode today is what we call I Need Help. Right. It's sometimes those are the hardest words to say, especially when you are in the middle of a struggle. I need help, you know. It is an admission that we need help, but for a lot of us, it's really difficult to say. So anyway, it's my pleasure to welcome Lizette in the studio. Lizette, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Jesil, and good evening to all the people who are listening at Culture Connection tonight.
How was your day today?
Very good, thank you. Busy, but good.
Right. I think the first question, before you introduce yourself, I would just like to ask you, how have you been?
Yep, I've been feeling like my old self now for about 3 months now. I think that's why now I have the courage to share my story and not be embarrassed about it.
Right, that's wonderful, is it? And tell us briefly about yourself.
Yep, so... Kia ora, Culture Connection whānau, ko Lizette tōku ingoa. I am a very positive, friendly person, and yeah, loves nature, loves to try anything I can, and loves to help, people. As, Jesil mentioned before, I, have lived in New Zealand for more than 10 years now, and live here with my mom, Suzette, dad, Leandro, and my brother, Daniel. And I came to New Zealand when I was 15, but before that, I live in the Philippines. And yes, I had anxiety back in March of this year, and I actually suffered from it for about 6 months, but I think I'm good. I'm good now. Yeah.
Brilliant. So what brought you to New Zealand?
So it's my mom that came here first. She got a really good opportunity to work here, and after 6 months she brought myself, my dad and my brother along, and yeah, this has become our home.
And have you been back to the Philippines since then?
Yes, the last time we came back we went back to the Philippines was before COVID. But, yeah, so excited going home again next year. Definitely looking forward to that.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. Right. And, Lizette, our topic tonight is mental health. Right. Mm-hmm. So what does mental health mean to you?
For me, mental health is knowing about the different kinds of mental distresses people can experience in their life, whether it's anxiety, depression, stress, and other feelings that can make a person, sad and alone and in the dark. Having a good mental health is when you care for yourself and look after your friends and whānau who's experiencing mental distress.
Mm-hmm. Right. And how's your stress level lately?
It's been good.
Right.
Haven't feeling much stress lately. I'm actually getting super excited every day because I think and I've taken the good and the anxiety that I felt early this year, and it's just to share to people and inspire people that, as you said before, it's okay not to be okay, and there's bound to be someone that's ready to help you.
Right.
Yeah.
Who inspires you to share your story today?
I think I am a religious person. I really do think that God was the one who inspired me to, share my story. During my anxiety, I kept praying, kind of asking, the Lord to give me strength, and there must be a reason as to why I'm feeling this, and I might not know what it is now, but just give me the patience and the strength to overcome it. So, yeah.
Right. All right. We're going to take a break, and before we before, when we come back, we are going to talk about your journey, your mental health journey, how it started, and what were the events that happened before that. All right, guys, this is Culture Connection, and with Jesil and Lizette. No, my welcome back, Fano. I am with Lizette Reyes, our guest tonight, and she's sharing about her journey on mental health. This is a personal journey, a really brave story for Lizette to share about her journey. Lizette, how old are you, if you don't mind?
I'm 28.
28 years old, right. And let's talk about your journey, the journey itself. Tell us about it. How did it come about? Or, just feel free to share your story.
Yes. So I actually didn't know that I was already feeling, tired and in the verge of burnout early this year. And I think that's one of the things that has caused the start of anxiety. But anyway, I was busy with work. It's just because I love my job. I have so much passion for science. And so
what do you do?
So I work as a lab and field technician. Get to go out, and explore Aotearoa's beautiful sceneries, as well as going in the lab and, collecting samples and analyzing them. I got given a really awesome opportunity to be able to study and work at the same time. And I couldn't, take that for granted. And so I said, yes, I could do it. And unfortunately, on my first day when I did an online class, my chest started to hurt and I started to have these really bad heart palpitation. And I was like, what's going on? And suddenly my mind kind of just got so worried, and I was like, oh, I don't think I can do this. I think I'm not up for it, but I'm scared to tell my bosses about it because it's an opportunity that they gave to me and I didn't want to fail them. But, in the end, I just, became true to myself and I said, I can't do it. And, I'm very lucky and privileged to have a workplace as well as, my bosses who understand.
Right. So how long did it take you to realize that? So in the beginning, were you just like keeping it to yourself?
No, I think it just came very unexpectedly for me. I think I'm a type of person that handles stress very well. And so having the physical pain, I think that's what crumbled me. Right.
And in that moment that you felt physical pain, what was your first reaction? What did you do?
Well, I touched my chest and I was like, oh my gosh, it's beating too hard. And, it was weird. I didn't have a headache, but I feel like I was like the room where I'm in is spinning. Maybe it's because I'm just thinking too much that I'm like scared of what's going on. And, my body started shaking a little bit and, yes, was tough.
Right. And when did you decide who was the first person that you shared it with?
So I shared it with my team leader. Her name is Sonia. And I just told her how I can't, pursue or I need to postpone my master's for now just because of what I've been feeling. And she totally supported me. And she said, yep, go home, see how you feel, have a good rest. And then, come back when you are feeling better.
And apart from that, what practical things you did?
So of course it didn't take a day. It took me, weeks, and even months to feel better. And some of the things that I did is I tried to go out even on the days that I don't want to, just to see, the greenery, and just be able to breathe fresh air. I also enjoyed watching a lot of movies and TV shows during that time. But my body feels so tired that I just, mostly want to sleep.
Right. Okay. When we get back, we're going to talk about the support system around your journey. Mm-hmm. And that would be an exciting kuriru for us. Kia ora koutou katoa. Welcome back to Culture Connection. We are live here, broadcasting here in Wellington, the capital city of beautiful New Zealand. And hello to our guests. Again, I just want to say good evening to Judith Mendoza and Shane Hollis of Auckland. These are really amazing people. Lizette, welcome back, by the way.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so I just want to say that our listeners right now, they're enjoying our kōrero together. And one of them is Judith Mendoza. I just love Judith and Shane because they're just so positive people, right?
Yes.
They're the type of people that you just want to bring them in your pocket. Because and you just want to bring them in your pocket because they're always there and they just brighten your day. So thank you, Judith. Really appreciate you. And I think your mom, Suzette, is also listening. Hi to Suzette Reyes, one of the best employees of Westpac, and she's also positive. I like your mom as well. So you want to greet your parents?
Yes. Hi, Reyes family in New Zealand. Hi, Mom Suzette, Dad Leandro, and Brother Daniel. Thank you for listening and for supporting me to do this, talk tonight.
Wonderful. Now, speaking of your family, you mentioned 3 people there.
Yes.
So let's talk about your support system. So what is a support system from your point of view, and how was your support system, and who are they, and how important it is? There's so many questions there, but first let's go back to who was your what is a support system?
Yeah. I think a support system are the people or animals, or just anyone and anything that can make you feel, supported in times when you are feeling down, feeling sad, and they are the ones who will not judge you for whatever thing you say when you are trying to explain what you feel, or even if you can't explain what you feel, they're still there right beside you.
Right. And how important it is for people experiencing difficulties in their or challenges to have a support system.
Yeah, for me, I think it's very important because it's based on my personal experience. If you don't have a support system, it just gets tough. It feels like you are in a dark place that you can't get out. That's why even just I always tell to people, and now I'm telling to our listeners that, even just one support system helps a lot, because you can use them as an outlet, of what you feel. And, if it's not with a person, at least use something like your notebook or your laptop where you can write or draw how you feel. Just having a way to let out those negative feelings and, just be able to take it out.
All right. And who were your support system during your journey?
So my main support system are, of course, my family here in New Zealand. So, Mom Suzette, Dad Leandro, and Brother Daniel. Sorry if I keep repeating your name at all times, but I love you guys so much. And actually the Lord, I prayed a lot, as I said before. And also my family back home, I have video called them a lot of times, during those tough moments of my life.
So, let's talk about the cultural aspect of this, right? Because we come from a culture of not really sharing, or we don't want to burden our parents, or we don't want to burden those people around us. We're very happy people.
That's true.
But, tell us about your cultural, I guess, lens, your understanding of who you are when you experience it. Tell us about
So to be honest, in the past, whenever I am feeling, down, or if I have problems I encounter in life, as long as I know I can fix it, I don't tell it to my family. As you said, Jesil, it's just hard to share because you don't want to burden them or make them worry even more if they also have problems they're dealing with. So for me, when I first felt this and I knew it was not normal, which was, anxiety, it turns out, I actually reached out to them first. And I know that it's probably not going to be the first thing that other people will do. But that's what I did. And it really helped me a lot. I think my mindset during that time was, I ask myself, who are the people who will understand me even if I don't know what to say, just because I don't know what I'm really feeling. I was so confused and I could not explain it in English or in Filipino, any language. I just cannot. And yeah, it's my family.
Who did you tell it to? Your mom, your dad, and what did you say?
Yes. So when I didn't get to continue my master's, I rang both my parents and I said, I'm not doing my master's anymore and I'm going home. I used to live in Lower Hutt, but my family are in Upper Hutt, and so yeah, I said I'm going home. And then I explained to them what happened and thought it's gonna make me feel better. I mean, it did for a bit, and then yeah, it just got worse, I guess, because of the physical pain that I was feeling. But throughout those time, and as I said, it was months, my family were there to support me. You know, they were actually awesome in a way that they didn't judge what I was feeling. They were just there to support me by asking, you know, how do you feel today? Or if I was actually vocal to them. My outlet is speaking, and for some people, that's not their way of letting things out. It's more, sometimes they write, as I mentioned before, or they just hug their pets if they have one. But for me, I just said to my mom, mostly that I just want her to hold my hands or give me a hug, or we'll sleep on the same bed because, so that I don't feel alone and scared.
Right. Prior to asking help or reaching out to your support system, were you embarrassed to seek help?
To my family, no, but for the rest, yes.
Why? Where did it come from?
I feel like during that time I was scared of being judged because I didn't realize this during my my mental health journey. It was more of after when I felt better that I actually am the enemy of myself in a way. I put so much pressure to myself just because I want to be able to help my family and everyone around me who knows me as much as I can. And I felt like I was a failure, even though I wasn't. That's what my mind was telling me, that, you know, I could not do the things that I used to do and that it's not going to get better. But yes, you just really have to fight those moments. And I did it by praying and just talking to my family, even though I was like a repeated record. And I know sometimes they must find it annoying that I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but I just need the reassurance too that, you know, I'm going to be fine. It will just take time. I have to be patient with it because it's not easy when you are experiencing it.
Absolutely. Right. We're going to come back and we're going to unpack about the stigma associated with mental health conditions. So there are a lot of stigma out there. So we're going to talk about this and how, you know, what are your advice to anyone who are too embarrassed to get help. So that will be the topic when we get back. Right, with me is Lizette Reyes sharing about her mental health journey. Lizette, before the break, we talk about there are a lot of stigma around mental health, right? Mm-hmm. And what are the stigma that you experience when, you know, at that moment?
Quite a few, Jesil. So I, at first, was scared when my doctor told me that I had anxiety. It was mainly because I was scared of what others will think of me. I don't know, for some reason I just thought, oh, maybe they won't understand or they will not support me with it. They might think I'm weird, but it's actually all just in my mind. And I thought that I won't be able to, you know, work with the best I can. But yeah, it was just all in the mind.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of like prejudice, right? So some people, right, there is a stigma around it and you feel afraid that people will not understand. Why were you afraid when people don't understand you?
I think it's because I don't want them to I guess, judge me because of that. But yeah, you know how there's a saying that, most of the people always just remember the bad things that has happened to you rather than the good. And so I think that was what I got afraid of. And at the same time, it wasn't just for other people. I was afraid myself that I might not be able to do what I used to do, like, bringing positivity to people, inspiring people, connecting people in any, gender, race, in Aotearoa and really around the world.
Right, because you are a vlogger, aren't you?
Yes. I have a YouTube channel. Channels. Yes.
And your channel is about encouraging people and, like what you said, bringing positivity. And with you having this darkness around you, you felt that you could no longer do it.
Exactly. I just, lost myself during that time.
Yeah. And did you feel that the loss was long-term or short-term, or you had no idea when it was going to go away?
I had no idea. I was just also like scared for the fact that, I don't know. There's so much uncertainty, as to when I'll feel better or if I will even feel better. But prayer helps.
Why do you think there is a stigma associated with mental health conditions, even if there are so much awareness around now, right? When you go to work, it's okay not to be okay. It's going to be okay. But why do you think there are still stigma around that?
I think even though we are exposing, people and making them aware about mental health, there is a difference between just explaining it to people and giving them a definition about it to really doing it or actioning it. I think we are doing well. And this is just me based on my personal experience saying that we definitely do well with making people aware. But the actioning part, I think we still need to work on that. Just being, when you say supporting one another, people really need to feel that they are supported,
Right.
Yes. But at the same time, I do know that it's hard to do because people who are supporting you sometimes are confused as to how they can help you because different people want different support. Some people just want a touch of a hand. Some people just want a hug. Some people want to be on their own. Yes, it really just depends.
Jesil and the Cultural Connection Show on Hutt City FM.
Again, welcome back, guys. We are talking about stigma, discrimination, and mental illness with Lizette, who is sharing her brave story here at Hutt City FM. So we talk about stigma, and stigma is when someone sees you in a negative way because of your mental illness. And, of course, stigma can lead to discrimination. So discrimination is when someone treats you in a negative way because of your mental illness. And social stigma and discrimination can make mental health problems worse and stop a person from getting help they need, because as Lizette said, they are already judged, right? And that judgment really hurts, because when you judge people, there is no room for love, there is no room for acceptance.
That's right.
So there are negative effects, harmful effects of stigma. Can you name a few that you experience?
This is just my brain really thinking like I think I'm one of the lucky ones who have had so much support, around me, with my family, with my coworkers, with our relatives. And I didn't really feel that stigma, but I know for other people that are close to them, like their families, can be the ones who, can cause them to be more ashamed.
Wonderful. Thank you. We're going to get back again and continue with this program with Lizette. Welcome back and stay tuned. That's it, FM 106.7. Welcome back to Culture Connection with me as Lizette Reyes. And we were talking about the effects of stigma. Lizette, what were the effects of stigma around mental health conditions, around your mental health journey?
Yep. During that time, I had a lot of fear, Jesil. Like I was scared to even get out of the house and just show myself to friends and the people that I love the most. I also thought that I was not good enough for some reason, even though I am.
You are, because you bought a house at the age of 26. You're a great achiever.
Thank you.
You have a lot of, at the age of 26, you have your own house all by your own, without a partner and all of that. So, yeah, you are definitely good enough.
Thank you. I was I somehow felt like ashamed. As I said before, like, I feel like maybe people won't understand what I'm feeling, and they might look at me at a different way than before. And definitely had self-doubts. It was a weird experience, but like I turned it into,
something positive.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, do you have any advice for anyone who are too embarrassed to get help?
Be brave and, just seek for help when you are ready. And it can be by any means, if you are close with your family, seek help from them. If you are not close with your family, try your best of friends, or just any other, help, like your doctor and your, and the counselors and psychologists, if you do need therapy, or if your doctor suggests for you to have a medication. I mean, I'm going to be honest, when my doctor did tell me that I needed medication, I was so hesitant at first. I think that's also a stigma, because I'm like, I am scared, because it means that I really have anxiety.
There's something wrong with me.
There's something wrong with me. But, with prayers, and saying to myself that, I'm good enough and I'm not my illness, then I decided to, follow and just pray, as well as, have taking the medication, that I am just keeping myself positive and saying, after 6 to 8 weeks, I should feel like my old self again. And with prayers and people around me, my support system, and believing in God, here I am with you talking about my mental health journey.
And how do people, our listeners, can support those people with mental health conditions? Because you've been there.
Yeah, I think for me, it will depend in every person that you encounter who are feeling low. Just ask them, how they feel, and you'll be able to tell. Like for me, if someone just doesn't want to talk and is crying in front of me, I'm just gonna give them a hug. Apparently, I read this research that 20 seconds worth of hug, you're actually, passing your positive hormones to those people. If someone wants to talk, then listen. Don't stop them from what they're saying, or don't just listen. And then for people that, wants to be alone for the meantime, give them space. And I'm sure that they will come to you when they are ready to speak up. Yeah.
Right. Now, when we get back, we're just going to take a break. When we get back, we're going to talk about some lessons that you learn and your advice to others as well. And again, with me is Lizette, sharing her brave story on mental health. We'll be right back shortly. Right. We talk about the mental health journey that you had, the condition of anxiety, some of the stigma that you felt around it, and how you overcome those stigma. And so for, my last question was, how can anyone support people they love with mental health conditions? And I think you mentioned some of them listening. What other support that, say if I have a very close person experiencing it, how can I support that person?
Listening is definitely number one. Number two is just making sure that you are there for them, whether you just message them and say that if you need anything, just flick me a text or give me a video call. Just also bring them, things that you think might make them feel relaxed, like a cup of tea or coffee. Oh, sorry, maybe not coffee. Calming tea.
Or if you like coffee, why not?
Right? True. Yeah. if they need space, give them some space. If they want to write something or draw something, so that they can express what they feel, just, let them do it. Be patient with them if they're not ready to speak up about what they feel yet. And just make them feel like you are there for them when they need you.
All right. Let's talk about the lessons that you learn and in your journey. What lessons did you learn?
With anxiety, I think I'm one of the lucky ones that have only, experienced it for months and not years, and I'm very thankful for that. But as we all know, these mental distresses can come and go in our life. And so, some of the things that I learned are that having mental distress is not easy, both on the person who's experiencing it, but also the support system that's helping, that person, like myself before. I learned that we have to be more patient and understanding with ourselves and the people around us, especially if you are the first one in your family or your friends that have experienced this mental distress, because you are confused, but you have to understand that people are also not sure as to how they can help you during that time. It's okay to not be okay, and it's also okay to seek help. There's so many resources on the internet, like the Mental Health Foundation of New Zealand actually has a lot of free resources and helplines if you need to seek help, if you don't want to talk to someone that you are close with, if you just want to talk to another person, and your true friends and loved ones are the one who will stick with you at your tough times. I was really able to see, and I'm privileged, to those people who who you are. And thank you for just being with me, through that journey. You helped me, come up again and uplift myself, and see the light, after going through a dark tunnel. And the last thing that I just want to share with our Culture Connection whānau is, even if you don't know me, I know you will get through what you're feeling right now. It's not easy. It's not just problems, within the family that the world is experiencing. We have COVID. It's still lurking around. And take the day as it comes, don't pressure yourself too much. To be honest, I'm still learning that, I should not put more pressure, but as you know, especially being, Filipino, we just want to be the best version of ourselves. And sometimes, it's okay if we don't get things. There must be a reason, and there's always a reason as to why you experience things in life.
Wonderful. And before we have another break, Lizette, there are many people out there in our community that they want to have a voice, right?
Yes.
They want to have a voice on a lot of issues, especially to the issue of mental health. And you are one of those people who advocates for this, right?
Yes.
You advocate for this. And how did you come about? How did you turn around the really hard experience into a platform that you have now? Because you have a YouTube channel really helping others to get to the point where they can be okay.
Yes, actually it's two things. One is prayers. I keep, praying to God and saying, what really is my purpose in the world. And I was very privileged that, He's shown me that there's more to me than just being a science technician. And that is to inspire people through, making videos, and my YouTube channel called Road to Our Dreams. Where I post videos that can inspire people to pursue any dreams they have in life. Doesn't matter if it's work, exercising, having their own pet, praying, anything really that can make people happy. And that, I think, a video that I want to suggest for people to watch who's listening to us right now is my Mental Health Awareness Week video that I did for this year for the first time, but I plan to continue doing that so that I can help people be more aware around Aotearoa that there is help and it's okay to seek help and it's okay to speak up.
Right. So you are now, you're not doing something bigger than yourself because of this experience. So it's been a great experience, a positive experience for you. Even if back then probably you didn't feel like that. But look at you now. You're right. Encouraging others. You're using that experience to help others. And that is really admirable about that. So
thank you.
What is your plan moving forward? Or do you have a plan? Or you're just taking it one step at a time?
Well, I now am back to normal, and with people who know me, I love doing lots of things. But now I'm being, much more careful but I just have all of these ideas. But anyway, one of the main things that I want to do is to become a mental health advocate. I mean, I've been talking to a lot of people just seeking help, as to how I can do that, because I feel like even if I just help one person, that person can actually help someone else. And it can just expand. And so in saying that, I have applied for a grant and the Nokute'o Like Minds, which is part of the Mental Health Foundation of New Zealand. And in that, I have created another YouTube channel called Your Hawora Matters. So for those of you who don't know, Hawora means well-being in Te Reo Maori. And in that platform, I plan to post videos, to enlighten people, about the mental distresses that people can experience and how can we stop mental discrimination around Aotearoa, especially in the Maori and Pacific communities, but pretty much everyone here in New Zealand.
Especially migrants as well.
Absolutely, yes.
You as a person of color.
Correct.
Yeah. From your perspective, for migrants that experience like this as well,
yes.
How do you think we can stop discrimination in this area?
I think we can stop it by just giving them more knowledge about it, and I love to read and do research, and so I go and look at facts, as to what it really is. Just make them more aware of, what you're feeling, and it's normal to feel that way because we're humans. We're not perfect. We're not robots. And there's a saying, we're just like engines. We also run out of fuel sometimes, and that's okay. You just need to rest, recharge, and do what you do best.
Wonderful. Do you have any last message before I let you go?
Yes. The first thing is thank you so much, Jesil, for giving me this opportunity to speak to our Culture Connection whānau. And I want to thank my family again, God, my relatives, my friends who have been there to support me, my coworkers, my workplace as well. For understanding and just being there with me during the tough times in my life. And the last thing I want to say is, if anyone who's listening to us right now wants to seek help or just some advice, I'm not a professional health worker. But I'm happy to, be there for anyone who's struggling right now, and just to be there either to listen or, just share my experience, and hopefully I can inspire people, to turn whatever negative feeling they have into a positive one.
Brilliant. All right, guys, that was Lizette Reyes. Thank you, Lizette.